Hey, Nick Reich here with Behind Bars Racing, Fordzilla Rock Bouncer. It was a great weekend this weekend at Greasy Bend in Arkansas. A lot of signal needed for cell phones, so that's why I was up on the trailer making a lot of my phone calls. I did ride with Jeremiah Strauss, Jim Burmeister, Danica Brody, and Danielle in their toter. That was pretty awesome of them to let me tag along and help me save some money for travel. Here's I'm on top of the trailer at a gas station making phone calls when we stopped for fuel. We got there, got set up. Their setup's a pretty amazing setup. They can haul 4 bouncers, 2 side-by-sides, plenty of tools. Here the track, this is just pictures of the track. We were looking over everything. Pretty simple track all the way through the woods, very tight, very slow. We probably averaged 5 miles an hour through the woods. Once we got to the hills were pretty extreme. Wes Keene, Connor Flynn, and myself were the only 3 to complete both hill climbs. They were extreme. Jeremiah's race setup is top of the line. It's very neat. Fits a lot. Everybody helps. They got such a good team and family working together to do this. We can unload 4 buggies and 2 side-by-sides in a matter of about 10 minutes with all our gear. We can also reload everything up after a day of racing in about 30 minutes. So pretty amazing to have such an awesome setup like that, and such a good family to work together with. Makes it fun and easy and a lot cheaper for everybody when they are able to work together like this. And of course I had my family, my wife and kids. Sully had a basketball tournament, so they were wishing me luck. They were all traveling to the basketball tournament. And everybody knows the support always helps with the racing there. When running order was drawn, I had drawn the number 2 spot. What that means is in Outlaw, they run 2 at a time off the line. So they have 2 separate courses, course 1 and course 2. I drew number 2, so I was basically one of the first off the line. There's a lot of luck involved with doing that. Sometimes there's very tough obstacles that get moved. In this case, that's happened to be the case. I had a giant rock that I had to get through on my first run, and that made it extremely time-consuming. I hit the hill 3 separate times before I finally knocked that big rock out of the way and able to complete the course. After that, it was fairly easy for the next 4 or 5 people to get up through that course before that course got dug out so bad that made it impassable. So pretty wild there. Because we were there early enough, I was able to help the Outlaw team clear some of the course and work on the course. It was pretty neat to be involved in that and do that for the first time. I was able to point out a bunch of obstacles that would normally be troublesome or in the way, and the Outlaw team was quick to cut them trees down and move them, just for the simple fact that the bouncers could just run them over, and then they would be pretty severe obstacles for the side-by-sides. So it was neat that they listened to our feedback and just took those out with no questions. It was also pretty interesting to be able to help pick the course. That's a pretty neat thing. So the big rock to the left is the one I was talking about. That was we could tell that it was loose and it's sitting there, and believe it or not, I was trying not to touch it or get into it because I didn't want to knock it down and make it a highway, but unfortunately that did happen. But that's just part of the game. I gave 3 hard shots at it and wasn't able to get through the skinny side, so I had to use that with my tire to get some traction to get up there, and it all worked out. It ended up being a good run, and I completed it, so that was that. On the second course, I was very confident. I was looking at it and studying it, and I'd walked it many times. I knew the first part of the course was very slow and controlled. I didn't want to overdrive because that would have put me in a reverse. So my plan was just to make my way through the woods without trying real hard and getting out of control. Once I got to the hill, I had spent so much time doing recovery for everyone else, and I had watched Wade Goods run and spent a lot of time there and analyzing that. I realized that once I got there, I was not going to try and blast up it, but just try and pick my way through the rocks. Once I got through the rocks, I knew I had the hill made. I just had to climb the steep part. So that's what I did. It all worked out well. I did struggle getting in between the rock and the tree. Took a little bit, but I got very, very excited. I kind of fell out of race mode once I got through. This was extremely technical right here. I was trying to run my rear steer to the right and steer to the right at the same time while hitting, and that tree was holding right against the frame or side rail right where I am. So it was just ramming into that constantly as I'm just throttling through it as hard as I can. I tried, I don't know, 4 times before I finally popped through. And when I finally did get it, I knew that I was just over the top excited, kind of like the most adrenaline rush you could ever have, because at that point I knew I just had to go straight up the hill and I was done with the course. The adrenaline rush I got at this point was like nothing ever before. I knew I was going to get to put the machine in second gear and just completely hold it wide open and just let it use everything. So I was just over the top. Everything, all the race mode fell out of place, and this was just pure having fun, and it was amazing. The top 5 for the third hill, we're going to run the hill backwards, so down. It was a very extremely technical hill to come down. There was nobody that would put it in the intermediate. It was extreme. I come down it at a controllable pace. Struts just soaked it right up, no problem. Unfortunately, the timers didn't work after my first run, so I had to run it a second run on my second pass. I was faster throughout the course, but I did have to back up. I was told afterwards by some fans that my time was the fastest on the third hill by 5 seconds. I was not able to confirm that, but I do know it turned out good. In the end, there was only 3 drivers that were able to complete both courses, course 1 and course 2. So I knew that I was in the top 3 no matter what. And with all the times when they were all added together, I ended up 3rd place. So it was a good weekend overall. I was real happy with everything. A little luck of the draw involved with that first place spot in the rocks and kind of clearing it, making it easy for everybody else. But that's the way racing goes. It was a great weekend. Really looking forward to this coming weekend. And it was just a good time. We're doing an alignment right now on Fordzilla, getting that straightened out, and just going to do a bolt check, and we're going to load it right back up and get ready for this coming weekend. I appreciate all you guys watching, and please like, share, follow. Check out our YouTube channel, Fordzilla. Thank you.